Hey guys, Drew here, back with another video, and in today's video, I don't really know what the specific topic is. Basically just a training camp preview. Obviously I just made my videos discussing who do I think makes the roster and who do I think gets cut. But this is just what to really expect from the regiment squad before the home opener happens. And training camp starts today, I believe, August 17th, but the first preseason game will be August 20th. So I'm just gonna read off the schedule of the preseason games. Now there is more in between those games, of course, like just like little scrimmages or just like conditioning tests that we'll talk about later in this video. But let's get started off with who do they play and at what times, where do they play exactly. So August 20th, they play versus the Charlottetown Islanders, 7:30 p.m. at Newfoundland time at the Simmons Sports Center. I believe this is an away game for the regiment, so maybe it's around Charlottetown. I'm not quite sure where this arena is. I just know that it's in the Maritimes area, but I would expect that it's in the PEI somewhere. But yeah, Charlottetown, they play versus them. But then on August 22nd, the regiment play versus Charlottetown again, but it's a double header, which you don't see too often in hockey. But the regiment's lines will obviously be like different in those two games. They play at 2:30 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. Newfoundland time at Willie O'Ree Place, which will be the regiment's home arena for training camp. It isn't in Newfoundland. I believe it's in Fredericton. The reason why they are out there is because of the Canada Summer Games that is taking place here. So, ironically, they would be playing at the Mary Brown Center, I believe, for the preseason games. And then, just because of the opening and closing ceremonies, they weren't able to do so. So, they're going out to Fredericton, which is also a little bit better for travel as well. Obviously, the one game they play in Charlottetown. So it's a little bit better for travel. So maybe it's like a win-win type of situation. Obviously, it leaves a bit of more suspense because the first time that we'll be able to probably watch the regiment players will be the home opener, unless they have like a blue versus white scrimmage, you could say. Before the home opener. But yeah, they have a doubleheader at Willie O'Ree Place, and then on August 23rd, they play the St. John's Sea Dogs at 7:30 p.m. at Willie O'Ree Place. So the only game they don't play at Willie O'Ree Place is the first game at the Simmons Sports Center, because the last game, August 28th, is versus St. John at 7:30, once again at Willie O'Ree Place as well. So they play only St. John and Charlottetown. So not too bad, I suppose. Charlottetown obviously has some Newfoundlanders on their team. I believe Matty Butler's on that team. He's going to lead their team this year by far. Believe that led them in scoring last year. I was kind of wondering if he would come here to possibly play, if they could do a trade or something like that. Maybe we'll have it later on in the season if, say, Charlottetown is like at the bottom of the league, you could say, and they're looking to sell. They could possibly trade Butler to here, maybe. I hope. But anyways, Charlottetown opens up the first preseason game for the Newfoundland Regiment. Hopefully, they aren't like the Utah Hockey Club, where their first ever goal, technically, they score on their own net. Obviously, Utah ended up. They were like, it was like a delayed penalty, and Utah scored on the open net. But anyways, this isn't about the Utah Mammoth now. This is about the Newfoundland Regiment Hockey Club. So yeah, so that's their preseason schedule. Only 5 games, not too shabby. But after August 28th, they'll probably come back here, because I suppose the closing ceremony will be over for the Canada Summer Games, and then they'll do some tests. Like, expect a physical camp. I do notice that Gordie Dwyer likes a physical team. He likes a team that could contend, obviously, for the Memorial Cup. So yeah, you look at guys like Dawson Sharkey, he will definitely be on this team. Definitely fits a Gordie Dwyer style game. He's obviously a really skilled based forward, really good physically as well. Obviously, you could go to his Hockey Fights page and look at him drop the gloves in the middle a little bit. But obviously, a physical team isn't really known much in this QMJHL league. Honestly, I don't disagree with this, but they banned fighting from this, and I just don't really agree with it. I think that, like, say a player gets hit from behind and to the boards, there's a player that's going to want to step up for their teammate, but then they have to leave the game and possibly get suspended. I just think it's a pretty dumb rule. I don't really think it should be allowed, but that's just my opinion. It isn't Mario Cecchini's rule, you could say, but it is the Q's rule, I suppose. And you do still see fights in the Q, of course, but they do get suspended or possibly kicked out of the game. Or it could be like a 2 for roughing, maybe you could say. But yeah, expect a physical camp from the Newfoundland Regiment, and also you can expect some trainings that are off the ice, like conditioning, endurance, maybe you could say, and then like maybe they do pull-up tests or stuff like that. I don't know if they do it or not. Hopefully someone doesn't end up like Sam Bennett and can't do a single pull up. But these matter. These types of like tests and stuff. They do matter to test how physical they really are. If they can't do much of these things, you can just tell that you aren't too physical. Maybe you're still a really good skill-based forward, but you just won't drop the gloves, you could say, or won't lay hits or stuff like that. But usually these types of tests lead to key roster cuts for teams. So if you aren't like really physical, don't be surprised to get cut because it may just happen. But honestly, if you are a really, really good hockey player, I mean, you look at Connor McDavid, Austin Matthews, they don't drop the gloves, but they still are able to get on the score sheet almost every night. So yeah, so maybe it won't matter too much, but it could be a key role into why you get cut. And then early scrimmages lead to coaches' experience on how to do their lines, who has the best chemistry with each other. Obviously, I made my own lineup predictions, but I'm not Gordie Dwyer. So we'll see what the lineup looks like come opening night. But obviously, they will shift the gears a little bit as games go by for the preseason, because that's only to test who plays with who and see if they can really get a good groove with each other. And then if they do like play really well together, like let's just say LaRose and Sharkey or someone like that plays together, and they really like that they play really well with each other. They're like, hey, you guys could play on a line together, and you guys could thrive in a role like top two line. Maybe you could say you could play in a top six role, something like that. So yeah, there are those like experience that say you may be not a great player, like down in the depths. I didn't have Leo Gautier making the team, but if he plays with a guy like, say, Liam Arsenault, and those two players really connect, don't be surprised to see a guy like Leo Gautier on the team. So if the games are live streams, stay tuned to that to see if those players, if there's like certain players that really connect with each other, that are able to feed off each other pretty well, because they may indeed make the team. So yeah, it's a clean slate camp. So expect a new name. Well, it will be a new name to be the captain for the Newfoundland Regiment. I had my vote in a video, and it was Dawson Sharkey to be the captain. That's my vote. Let me know yours if you could see it being a guy like LeBerge or Reynolds. Those were my two A's. Or you could see being a younger guy like Belanger or Vitch. I don't really know if Vitch is too old yet. Maybe when Sharkey gets graduate from the Q, a guy like Vitch or Norman can wear that C. So yeah, expect a new name to be the captain because it will be coming, and also assistant captains as well. Who do you think will be the captain of the Newfoundland Regiment? Just let me know down below. But yeah, so this is going to be exciting to see who they play. And well, yeah, it's going to be an exciting camp. I'm really excited to watch it. Live streams, I'm not quite sure what's going on, but I do know that like teams like the Mooseheads and Cape Breton Eagles have like live streams on YouTube, just for fans to watch to get a little excitement about. So maybe the regiment will do the same. I don't know really though, because Flow Hockey does have the rights this year, for the Newfoundland Regiment. I'm I'm thrilled. Yeah, you could definitely tell I'm thrilled about that. But yeah, probably just a YouTube live stream, nothing too shabby at all. The matchups will be the first we get, of course, first look that we get of the team. So yeah, if you don't really know what to expect with this Newfoundland Regiment squad, just watch the preseason games if they are available to fans. Just get a look on which player you like the most. Maybe you could have a fan favorite before they even play here at the Mary Brown Center. But obviously, there are definitely exciting players on this team that you're going to want to watch out for, like Dawson Sharkey, Ben Vitch, Lou Francois, Belanger, and Justin LaRose, newly acquisitioned. There's a bunch of players, and I didn't even name the defense, like Will Reynolds, Noah LeBerge. Those types of guys are going to be key roles on. They're going to have key roles on this regiment squad in their journey to possibly win the Memorial Cup in 2025-26. that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do, you can like this video. The next video will probably be like a mini recap, you could say, of their first preseason game versus Charlottetown. I'm going to try my best to get a viewing of that game. If I can, I'll just like read off a sheet or something like that from the game, who scores and who is in net and all that kind of stuff. So stay tuned for that. I'm really excited. It's literally in 3 days. The first preseason game is in training camp. It's happening probably right now as you're watching this. So who do you think will make the team? Who do you think gets cut? Any decisions that you have possibly for this team, let it down below. That's it for today's video, guys, and I'll talk to you all again soon.